entering altered states of consciousness, traveling outside of the body to alternate realities, communicating with beings of light, communicating with animal spirits, communicating with spirit guides, even aliens. Is any of this possible? The answer is absolutely yes. Our ancestors have been doing it for thousands of years, and it's a science that today we call shamanic journeying. But it's important that you know the 5 basic steps to a successful shamanic journey. The good news is that anybody, if they follow these 5 basic steps, can achieve an altered state of consciousness, and you can travel to other dimensions and speak with other beings in order to gain knowledge and give just general fulfillment to you in your life. Stay tuned. I'm going to share with you exactly what those 5 steps are and how you can achieve this altered state of consciousness. Hi, this is Michael William Denny of the ThunderWizard.com YouTube channel. So today I want to talk to you about shamanic journeying. Specifically, I want to share with you the 5 steps that anybody can undertake in order to have a successful shamanic journey. First thing you need to know is that shamanic journeying has been done for thousands of years, and it's been done safely. It's a part of who we are. You don't have to do anything elaborate. You don't have to have any special skills. Obviously, some people maybe have more experience or might be more energetically predisposed to this, but this is something that anybody can do, and you don't have to be crazy to do it. This is actually works a lot better if you are sane. But you can use this for healing, you can use it for knowledge, you can use it to solve problems. And that's what our ancestors did. That's what shamanic journeying was all about. It was about solving problems, whether that meant healing, whether that meant creating balance within the community, whether that meant finding food, water, shelter, all of these kinds of things. This was the job of the shaman, to journey and to find out this information or to solve problems on a spiritual level. So, you're wondering, what are these 5 steps to shamanic journeying? So, the first thing that I think is very important is to understand that in order to really get the most out of your shamanic journey, number 1, you have to have a very clear intention. So it's just like if somebody were to come and knock on your door, right? They travel from another city or from another country and they find you and they come knocking on your door. You open the door and there's this person standing there and they're just sitting there. Well, the first thing you're going to ask is, can I help you? But if somebody knocks on your door and you open the door and they say, hi, my name is so-and-so and here's what I need, or can you answer this question, or I'm here to do this for you, then you know what they're here to do and you can have a communication. The spirit world is no different. You know, the beings in the spirit world, maybe they know what's going on with you, maybe they don't. But I know that for a fact things work a lot better if you have a very clear intention and you ask. You come and you ask for, getting your intention solved, or what it is that you need to do. So the first thing is you have to have a very clear intention, and in my experience it needs to be something that you actually need to know. Now, shamanic journeying can be very entertaining, and people can do it for fun or personal fulfillment. There's nothing wrong with that. But you are going to get a lot more out of it if in fact there is a strong need within you to solve a problem. So be very clear on what your intent is and what it is that you want to accomplish. That is going to be 90% of your success rate right there. Second thing that you need in order to have a successful shamanic journey is to be able to have some kind of a vehicle through which you can ride and enter into that altered state of consciousness. The vast majority of shamanic journeyers use some kind of sound, and the majority of those people use drums, what we would call shamanic drumming. Now, shamanic drumming is very simple. It's just very regular, somewhat fast-paced beats. People might call it a 6/8 beat. It just goes dun 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 dun, right? And the great thing is that nowadays it's very easy to find a recording for that. All you have to do is just go onto YouTube and type in shamanic journeying. My suggestion is, I mean, feel free to get whichever ones you want, but my suggestion is to use the one by Michael Harner. Now, they'll usually be about a half hour long because that's what has worked best for a lot of people. So you tend to do what works for people who have mastered it. That's usually a half an hour is usually pretty good. So what will happen in that drum session is that the drummer is going to begin drumming, and then you need to allow yourself to go into that altered state. So you allow the drumming to get you into an altered state. And then you travel to whatever realm it is that you've decided you want to travel to, or you go to solve whatever problem it is that you've decided to solve. And during the journey, the drum beat will keep you in that altered state of consciousness. It does have a very powerful effect on the brain waves, and this is, what gets us there is an altered state of our brain chemistry. And so once you get into there and you spend time, you can get kind of lost. Time sort of goes into this weird place where you don't really know how long time has elapsed. And so the drummer who's drumming for you will then signal to you that it's time to come back. And what will happen is then the drumming will speed up. So it's bum, 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 bum. It'll go bum, 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 bum. And so you will be in the midst of your shamanic journey. You will hear that, and that's the call to come back to your body. And so then you do whatever you need to do, finish things up, and then you come back. So the fourth step to this is that as that drum beat has sped up and it's telling you it's time to come back, you need to finish things up. And that starts with thanking the beings that have helped you. So if you're talking to a spirit guide, an animal spirit, or whatever, thank them. And then if you want to, you can ask, can I see you again? Let's, you want to create some kind of a relationship. Again, like somebody comes to your front door, they knock on your front door, they come in, they sit down, they do whatever they're going to do. And if they want to have a continuing connection with you, they will usually give you their business card or their phone number, or they'll shake your hand, they'll say, thank you very much, when can we meet again? So you want to have that kind of rapport with whomever you're working with. But it's important that you thank the beings for helping you, and you acknowledge that and give them that respect. So then you will then follow the drum beat, and then the drum beat will usually tell you when it's time to wake up, and bam, 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 something like that. And then you know that it's time to open your eyes. And when you do, immediately go and write down what happened. That is step 5. Write down what happened in your shamanic journey. Now, if you had a powerful experience, you're probably going to be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to forget this. This is so amazing. Trust me, you will forget if you don't write it down, because you're in an altered state of consciousness. It's a dream state. And if like when you have dreams, you wake up and you go, wow, that was such an intense dream. And then, you lie in bed and you say, yeah, I'm going to tell you about my dream. And then, 15 minutes later, you're like, what was that? What happened again? That was weird. I don't understand. Once you get out of that, you're going to miss it. So it's important that you write down exactly what happened. So those are the 5 steps that you need in order to have a successful shamanic journey. And so along with that, I want to share with you one of my powerful experiences. And this was a shamanic journey that absolutely transformed my life. It's completely changed me, and it's put me on the path that I'm at now. Everything that I'm doing now, all of my books, all of my DVDs, all of the classes, this video channel, all the stuff that I do now for a living came from this one shamanic journey. And I'm going to share with you what happened. I was getting to a place where I was no longer really learning anything from the teachers that I was working with. And I had gotten to a point where there was really nothing more I could learn from them. And as it so happened, the universe created all kinds of things that pulled me away from my teachers. I was working with Taoist masters and martial arts masters and Qigong masters and that kind of stuff. And the universe pulled me away from them. And then what started happening is that in my meditations, I started receiving this very powerful energy practice that was building on what I had learned. But I was learning things that were far beyond what my teachers had taught me. And that, by the way, was the basis for the Celestial Qigong. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and take a look at that Celestial Qigong. It's the most powerful energy practice that I know of, and I highly recommend it. By the way, if you want to be a powerful shamanic journeyer, if you do Celestial Qigong, your shamanic journeys will increase 10,000 fold. And I may sound like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. It's very powerful stuff. So I'm receiving all this information about this new energy practice, this new Qigong practice, this new Negong practice, internal energy practice, and I'm putting it all together and I'm classifying it. And at some point I start realizing I want to know where this stuff is coming from, because along with learning postures and breaths and visualizations and all energy movements and all that kind of stuff, I'm also learning sacred seed sounds that are transporting me into a whole other dimension. And that's where the Hool breath came from. And if you're interested, please go and watch the Hool breath so you can learn how to do that. It's the most basic and one of the most powerful meditations that I have. This is where I learned that, was in these visions that were coming during my meditations. But I didn't know where it was coming from. And, you know, we need to figure things out. So I wanted to know, is this coming from China? Is this coming from India? Is this coming from, where is this coming from? So I did a shamanic journey, and I did all the things that I spelt out. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to ask, where is this information coming from that I'm learning, so that I can know where to focus my energies. And then I had my tape, I put on my headphones, and I lied down, and as the music was getting me into an altered state of consciousness, I started asking and I started wanting to know, show me this, show me, and I was trying too hard. And nothing was happening. So I was getting tired and I was getting sleepy, so I finally just decided, oh, well, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and take a nap. Because that's a lot of times that's what happens, is I just put my headphones on and I just take a nap, and who knows what happens. So I started falling into a deep sleep. But I hit that stage in between waking and sleep, and I started dreaming. And you know, like when you're having a real dream, you don't really know what's going on. You know, you're not aware that you're dreaming. You're just in this weird sleep state. And I was floating through the clouds, and then all of a sudden I came out of the clouds, and the clouds parted, and I saw the earth below me. And that woke me up a little bit, and I realized, wait a second, I'm having a shamanic journey. I'm having a lucid dream, however you want to look at it. And so as I'm looking down, I'm seeing this coastline on this continent, this beautiful emerald green earth, and I'm looking at it because I know I'm getting the answer that I asked for. This is where this information is coming from. And I'm looking at this beautiful emerald green landscape, and it starts to move. And I'm miles up into the air, and I'm looking down on this, and I see what turns out to be this giant serpent that starts writhing and starts forming itself out of this green landscape. And it was really intense. And then it started rising up, you know, as serpents do, and it started coming toward me. I mean, it must have been hundreds, thousands of miles long. It was enormous. And it was rising up out of the earth, and it was coming up towards me, and I saw it, and it opened its mouth like it was going to swallow me, and I woke up. Boom! That woke me up and was like, whoa! So that's my experience of one of my most intense shamanic journeys, and that is the shamanic journey that started me on all of the work that I'm doing, all of the books that I've written, all of the DVDs that I've done, everything that I've been teaching has come from that shamanic journey, because that drove me to realize that I was being communicated with by my shamanic ancestors, and they were teaching me not only secrets from all over the world, but they were teaching me ancient secrets from my European heritage. And so that started me on creating this synthesis, this syncretic shamanism, where what I'm doing is I'm finding the science that works, and I'm bringing together all of the different shamanic sciences, and the places where they're missing, they can come together, and the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And so this is what I'm teaching you here. I don't think anybody has done what I'm doing here. I've never seen it. For those of you that are interested, I recommend going to this link here, which is my Master Shamanism class page. If you really want to learn extremely powerful shamanism, go to that Patreon page, patreon.com/thunderwizard. We are now in the second month of it, and what I'm teaching is I'm teaching people how to create a thunder wheel, which is an 8-sided altar that you can use to connect to all of the 9 realms of existence, all of the 9 worlds of the world tree. It will give you the ability to connect with the gods, to connect with the beings, and in it you can literally create reality. We've talked about it. It's a very powerful, it's the most powerful tool that I've used for shamanic ritual, and this is just the beginning. So if you want to learn Master Shamanism, go to that link below. If you like these videos, I still think there's a possibility you might still be able to support the channel. So look, scroll below where it says support the channel. I think YouTube is going to discontinue that, so if you wanted to support this channel, now's the time to do it. So that's it, my friends, for now. There's going to be more shamanic journeying videos that we're going to be doing. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the comment section here in the video. And if you have any suggestions for me about what you'd like me to do, put it in the comment section. By the way, that's the best way to communicate with me. Unless you're one of my students, the best way to ask me questions is here online, because somebody else is going to, here on the YouTube channel, because somebody else is probably having that same question, so it's helpful to them. If you want to work with me, you can email me, and I would be happy to work with you then. And that's usually for people who want to pay me for my services or have questions about other things like apprenticeship or the Master Shamanism class. So if you have questions on those, feel free to email me. Other than that, my friends, that's it for now. And just remember that you as a human being who has the ability to connect with all of the realms, there's no other being in the universe besides a human being that has this ability. You can connect with all of the realms of existence. This path of shamanic journeying is an indispensable tool. And you can use it to not only achieve enlightenment and fulfillment and happiness, but to completely become a complete human being. That's the whole purpose of shamanic journey. Anyway, that's it for now, my friends. Until next time, may the gods of the ancestors be with you.